You have no clue. I was busy videoizing here, all to find that I didn't record the video, so I needed to start from scratch. Hello, parents and children. I believe that even children can have an opportunity to listen to this, but it's mainly designed for parents. My name is Marungu Machisa. I am a parent first, a mom, and I wouldn't say I'm a stay-at-home mom. I was forced by circumstances of health. Under incapacitation. I had seizures at the beginning of 2015. I was just doing very well in my career and all that, and life happened. And it kind of caged me, and for a good 3 years I was just feeling sorry for myself, trying to find solutions so that I can go back to the corporate. But I realized the more the seizures were happening and the more my chances were getting slimmer, and I was more caged at home. I get seizures almost every second day, or sometimes it used to be every day, and I wouldn't even know when it's going to happen. So me always I would find myself having to explain myself all the time at work why I cannot be able to go at work because I just had a seizure in the morning, and recovery period is also another issue. So anyway, when I was sitting down, I was thinking that at the beginning, the first 3 years, my life is ended, or I would say my career life is ended. I was depressed. I was frustrated because I'm a person that I was never designed just to sit home. So I needed to find something to do for myself that can be able to resonate with my spirit. And I'm a leader. I've been a pastor. I've been a youth leader. I have been house committee in the university, even in the high school. I've always been involved, especially when it comes to youth and young children. As much as that I've trained leaders, I've done mediations on leaderships, on managers, and all those kind of stuff. And especially when I started being at home, I wanted to find something that I can be able to have a control and that can fit my seizures schedule, because no one can be able to accommodate my schedule, especially of unreliability at that time. So the village was born. But I wouldn't say it was born at that time, but the idea of what can I do? Our children, we grew up in a village. When I'm saying village, it can be a township, it can be a street, it can be anything, but it is a village. So for me, I had an opportunity of growing up, and both was in the rural village in Eastern Cape at Tsomo, and also in the streets of Gugulethu, which is a city. So I have both of those upbringing, and it kind of helped me, maybe the kind of a character that I became. And I have been always surrounded by people who always want to deposit something in me in terms of leadership, coaching, growth, and all that. And I'm a curious person generally. I love trying things, and my brain is actually highly active. I remember when they were doing the diagnosis of seizures, one of the main things that I was told that I have got a very active brain and it wants to work overtime, which is, it was at the moment not helping me on my side of the seizures. So you can imagine the person now who's sitting at home with that kind of a brain and is caged in this brain is also seizuring almost every second day. So it was quite a frustration, but eventually I managed to reach a stability that I can be able to try to maneuver my life around the seizures. So this is when I started wanting to find out what can I do, because there is no company at the moment is going to hire me if I'm going to be absent every second day. Then I decided, let me just volunteer at my son's school as a school governing body. I honestly didn't know what I was putting myself into, but I knew that somehow I want to learn the academic world in a child's view, or in a teacher's view, on like at high school. So I joined, and oh boy, I've learned. I was warned that it's a lot of work, it's a lot of frustration, it's not paying, and there's a lot of things that are happening while you are giving your time, your emotions, your energy, and everything. And trust me, all of that I have experienced. So now, based on that, I I got to learn what is happening behind the scenes, because as a parent, we wake up our kids, dress up, and off they go to school. Then you go to your work and all that. You don't even know what's happening in between that time, except that you know that the kids are at school to be taught and to sport. And I've seen the amount of work, the amount of time that the teachers at school, the administration, the management are putting in order for our children to not just to gain something at school only on academic side, but the whole holistic development of a child. And it exposed me. I'm serving as a deputy chairperson of the SGB and also as a chairperson of the disciplinary committee. And I had an opportunity to serve for 2 years on the academic portfolio. So these 3 portfolios, especially the last 2, the deputy chair of the academic portfolio and the DC, has awarded me the opportunity to learn how the kids are getting the actual grades at the end of the year. But it's not just about studying. There is a lot that gets involved. If the child is not disciplined, or there is no discipline in terms of a child studying, because there's a discipline, the one that punishes, and then there's a discipline or where you are conducting yourself. It affects the academic results. So parents, they don't know that, and I was not even aware of that. I mean, I learned a lot of things. I remember we had a grade that was not behaving well, and every year it goes to a certain grade. There's new things that are happening. And then I was like, guys, what's going on? This grade keeps on going up. Is the one of the highest that is not behaving in this school. And then one of the educators said, you know, ma'am, this grade is the one that was enrolled during the COVID lockdown. So they've never been orientated on a school environment because they were at home. Most of our students, there's programs that we are creating to integrate them on a high school environment, and involves the readiness, the mental readiness, the emotional readiness, and all those kind of stuff. We're not gonna know that as parents. So I've learned that, and I was like, oh wow. So we need to find ways so that they can be able to have a mind that they're in high school. And listen, as a parent, I was like, what the really now? Let's just sort these children out and move on with life. But that's not sometimes life works. So it made me to learn that there are so many elements that takes for you to try to have your grades to be a 5, to be a 6, to be a 7, that we always demand to our children. So that is what I've created on the village. I have a website that I'm busy finalizing. It should be live very soon. And then I've created materials that are going to be able to assist the parents. Some of the material that are already been enrolled at my school 2 years back. There's a weekly planner that I've created for kids. It's amazing because my kids unfortunately were the guinea pigs, but I've seen the change, the commitment, and it makes children as well to look after themselves. In fact, actually to self-manage themselves so that they can be able to, and I designed it to having single parents or parents who are working until late at home. So you know that when you are having that weekly planner, you are able to follow it while you're at work. Like it's got times, slots and everything. So you are able to put it on the fridge. And then you say to the child, what time is it? And the child is going to say it's 5 o'clock. And what does it show? What is your time planner says there? Oh, it says that I must do my chores. Then do your chores. And then the next one says I must do my homework. Then why are you not doing your homework? So the parent is able to manage the child while he's at work because there is a time planner. The first 4 weeks, it's hell. They don't want to. Children hate controls that is going to make them to be accountable for their actions. So the weekly planner is basically for that. So they are going to reject it. But as a parent, if you are really meaning it, you can be able to do that. So this channel basically is going to be giving you those resources. So I'll be doing supporting the parent. There will be a parental support, the parents who are frustrated. On my Facebook, I have campaigns like Ningaba Shout, and people, we grew up in an environment like in a era, but like we were shouting. Kids, their parents, like every morning they are shouting. So I don't just tell tell the parents thing about shout. I give them the skills of how how do you swap the not shouting with what, you know. So those are the things that I will keep on sharing on this channel. I normally listen to different issues that the parents at my school, I mean, I meet the parents almost every second day at my school as an SGB for different reasons. I mean, going from academic issues to substance abuse. So it has given me, and also I think running the hearings, it has given me the opportunity to see that you cannot just make a decision based on a child made something wrong. You're looking on like what happened. Why would this child, this child didn't just wake up today and behave like this. So things like that has made me also to be calmer and to be able to look beyond the actions of a child, beyond the fact that the child has failed. So I hope that I'm going to be able to give you something that different, that is fresh. One of the things that I needed to mention on academic support is that most of the time when our children are not doing very well, we already jump to do tutoring, which is, tutoring is fine. Sorry, tutoring is fine. Tutoring is fine. We need it. I've got a tutor that does physics and maths for my son. And then when my daughter is starting grade 10, I'm sure if he's not doing well as well on his subject, I'll do the same thing. But there's another elements that we are not looking at. The tutor is going to bring the service of the subject because of the expertise that is in. But I've realized that we are not investing on our children. My apologies. We are not investing on our children's mental and emotional readiness and state of mind. And this is where, in fact, when I served in these portfolios, that I've learned that there are other areas that we are not looking at. I mean, in our household, there are a lot of things that are happening. We are going through a lot as parents and all that. And I think we are comfortable to think that children are invisible in situations that you are facing. Even if you are having financial strains, our children are facing that, and they're not going to tell you as a parent that is what's going on. I had a session with a client. My clients are literally at the children more than the parents. So I had a session with a child. So what I normally do, I would have a session with a parent and tell me, so he can be able to give me a breakdown of what's going on with the child. Then from there, I will have a session with the child alone. Sometimes I will come to the family's home, and then I will just ask the parent to do whatever that you want. Go and work, go and do something, but I don't want you to be in the same space as us and the child, so that I can be able to get the correct information. Children, they normally say or share things better if the parent is not there. So to the point, even myself, I use my family or my friends that are close to me that, hey, can you speak to my daughter about this? Maybe he's going to be able to open up to you. And I always get the best results because they will say exactly what they want to say, because I'm not a mom. I'm not their mom. They are not their mom. So the child explained, actually, the issue with the child had nothing to do with academic performance, but it had to do with the home environment. But he couldn't able to explain to the parent that this is what frustrates me, and everyone doesn't, because I looked at the results. I'm like, no man, this child is doing very well academically, but it's either he's lazy or he doesn't care or he's careless or all those kind of stuff. But I needed to get to the, like, so I've got a way of trying to get information with kids. So then from there, I compile that information, and then we create a new schedules or a new way of doing things so that we can get the better results at the end of the day. Now, we are making sure that we are incorporating the information with the tutor. I normally would send even information with the tutor, but please look out on this. This one is careless. He's got a short span of concentration, or he just wanders around after 5 minutes. So it helps as well with the tutor to be able to do that. So I create that kind of a report for a parent. Then from there, I have a session, a third session. It will be with the parent and the child, presenting the whole resources and a plan of how we can do to bring these results up of the child. which is now, that is where I'll bring my weekly planners, exam timetables, and all those kind of stuff. And the parent can decide if they want to have an ongoing sessions with me. So I've learned that based on the level of experience the last 4 years that is exposed to me in terms of working with the students and the teachers. I think that is well nice that I could be able to work with the teachers and get into their brains. But guys, why are you doing things like the way that you are doing? Oh, wow. If I don't know it myself, how many parents who don't know that? So I bring that now in a smaller scale level of a parent. I mean, I had, there are parents that are not comfortable, especially from my era, that they don't know how to communicate with their children, especially on sensitive things like sex education, drugs, substance abuse, and all that. We always respond to children in a position of fear, and we shout. Oh, there's someone knocking. Oh, sorry, someone was knocking at my door. But I just wanted to finalize this. So the main things that I'm gonna be covering on this channel, please share with your friends, please, especially parents. We need a village that is gonna be able to understand you, to feel your challenges without being judged, without being questioned, because I think we live in a world where we're questioning each other's parenting. There is no perfect parenting. There is no perfect parenting. I mean, the things that I'm sharing here, you might think that I'm not experiencing at home because I have this knowledge. Definitely not. I mean, like really, my son is trying to make sure that he's proving a point that I'm going to show you. I am definitely going to show you that you are not a perfect parent. So that we need to be able to be clear about. So the things that I'm going to be sharing on this channel is the parental support. It can be any of the parental. Sometimes I see something that I've experienced or that I've just assisted with. There's one thing that I'm going to be clear about. I won't be using people's names or identities and all that unless they are agreeing themselves for me to do that. But parental support for me is very important, especially in this day and age. We are working in a world that is quite hectic. I mean, the demands are going up. We are frustrated, the inflation. So there's a lot of things that makes people angry, like the end of relationships. We don't think that they are affecting our children. They are affecting our relationship, whether you are in a relationship, married or not married, or even friendships that you find that there's a friendship that has ended. It does affect you as a parent, and you don't even know where to deal with those emotions. So I have different programs that you will see on my website. Once it's launched, I cover different programs and all that. There's even couple relationships programs, so that they can be able, because when there's harmony at home, things tend to thrive. Whether you are a single mother or not, there should be a harmony, because most of the time we think that harmony is brought by a relationship or intimacy and all that. Exams, I'll be sharing, you'll see the videos that I've already loaded. I will have preparation for exams from grade 8 to grade 12, even the grade 7s. I'm going to start putting the primary work, because we always forget the foundation. But at the moment, I'm more specializing on the high school kids. Then I also had the videos where they are kind of divided according to the grades. Like grade 8 message is going to be different to the grade 12 messages. So on grade 8 message, I normally equip parents what to expect in high school. I've been so exposed, and most of the time we are not proactive of what to expect, and our children are in the prime stage of their teen stage. So it's a culture shock of the new school. They are being introduced on new things. Their hormones are getting higher. They are meeting new friends, and this is where they get introduced to so many things like substance abuse, alcohol, premature sex. So all those things, the parents, they get so shocked of them. So same as the kids. So I have programs that I've already started at the primary, where I approach the school and I kind of workshop and coach the children to be ready for high school next year. Same thing that I had with the parents of the primary. We had a parental sessions where actually I prepared the parents, and parents appreciated so much, because I was very authentic and honest about the things, and I'm not just sharing only the negative things that are happening in school. I'm also preparing them for the positive things. But we need to know that our kids change when they're in high school. We need to accept that. So that program is suitable mostly for grade 8. Then we have grade 9. Now the children are kind of settled in high school. They're settling in a high school in grade 9, and boom, they're already being mentioned that they need to start considering their subject choices. This is one of the hardest sessions as well for parents, because parents, we have a mentality that you cannot do this subject. This is because that is what is happening, is working, is making money. But I was teaching parents from last year that actually just Google, for example, new careers, new upcoming careers in this generation. You'll be so amazed that there are so many careers that we think that they're good, they're getting redundant. So that means we need to start opening our minds. I remember there was a child that wanted to do law, but actually the parents, they wanted to do law, and he likes law, but he doesn't think that is a career that he can do. So, sorry, I said to the parents, you know what? There is nothing wrong for this child to do the law, because we are living in a social media. People are sabotaging themselves every day. So we need lawyers that understand social media. And our kids know social media. They know all these things that are happening. I mean, they will just quickly create something for you and all that. They on gaming and all those kind of stuff. We need lawyers in that world. So that means the careers of law is no longer going to be the traditional lawyer. We're going to have lawyers that actually specializes on social media and all those kind of stuff. Who's going to be those kids? Those people is our children. So let's not rule out the traditional courses, but we need also start stepping in the new era of technology that our children actually we introduce to them. So those are the things that I work with the parents on grade 9, the type of choices. And as well, sometimes the parent they want to do choices of their choice as a parent, but the child doesn't want to, or the child mentioned that I want to be a doctor, but come grade 12 is no longer interested in that. I even encourage parents and try to find companies. I'm going to be trying to partner with many companies so that they can be able to shadow our kids so that they can make decisions that are better prior grade 12. Then the support system that I'm going to do is, as I mentioned, the discipline. Most of the time we take discipline when sometimes a child has done something wrong. That's when we think that we are disciplining. So basically that is the village. So I was saying that the discipline is made out of different levels. Most of the time we think discipline is when you actually discipline a child when they done something wrong. I've learned that as parents we are very reactive more than actually proactive. So we need to be able to instill discipline so that we don't have to discipline. I don't know if it makes sense. So that means when you are instilling discipline, and there are so many ways, and sometimes we are finding ourselves wanting. Listen, those who follow me on Facebook, they know my creative way of disciplining. I'm going to make an example. I taught my children the other day a lesson. I asked them, guys, I've got 2 boys that are in my house, my son and my nephew. So I said, guys, you are going to be responsible for the dustbin to go outside. And then every time there's a bin day, I'm finding myself in the same situation that they forgot and whatever, but they don't forget eating, they don't forget to games, they don't forget anything else that makes them happy. So I then explain to them that, guys, it's going to come to a situation where I'm not going to take the bin out when you leave for school. Then you're going to find the bin full, and it will be your responsibility to empty that bin, and not in my house. So, of course, they think that we are playing, most kids, Then they forgot. Actually, they didn't forget. They forgot, according to them. They found the bin full. Then I said, guys, you're not entering my house until that bin is empty. And I'm sure they were wondering how they're going to do that. I said, guys, be creative. They eventually realized that they need to empty this bin by emptying it on all the, the municipality bins, the green ones on the streets. They were going to bin by bin and all that, fine, until the bin was empty, and they were so annoyed. Actually, they were so annoyed, embarrassed, and upset and hurt. I promised them that they can go and see a psychologist. I'll pay for it. But it was a lesson I wanted to instill a certain discipline to understand. Then when they come back, I said, you are going to, in fact, wash the bin, because there's a company that washes our bin after it's finished cleaning, and my bin is still going to be washed. That annoyed them. They wanted to vomit entering inside that bin and all those kind of stuff. I mean, I was enjoying it. Oh, like, listen, I'm literally a witch when it comes to things like that. So I enjoyed it, but that was the lesson learned. So what I'm trying to say is that I could have easily shouted at them and all that. They were not going to hear that. So I made them to experience the inconvenience that they do when I'm asking them to do things and they don't do them. So those are the tricks that I normally share with parents, and they normally work for like a charm. Like, I mean, the Ningabashauti campaign in my Facebook, I share the things, so you will see how abnormal my family is. I've shared so many things that actually makes me not to shout. I love my peace. I love my emotional space. I need to deal with other kids and other parents after they left for school. So I'm not going to be able to deal with parents with my spirit so mad and all that because of someone who's selfish. So they need to feel the pain of their selfishness on their own. So if I said to you, guys, please prepare your school stuff a day before, because in the morning, I'm not going to be asking you. I am so okay for a child for me to go to school without shoes, because that's not my problem. I did ask you to do it. So those are the basically tips that I will be sharing a lot on the village, and the academic support, the emotional side of things, and coaching as well, especially the young parents, on how to deal with certain complex issues that we can be able to. And I think the level of experience that I've gained in the last 4 years has made me to be able to be comfortable to say that I can be able to provide certain services. So please, welcome to my village. It's called It Takes a Village, but I've just summarized it and I said it's the village. So come and join me, and please subscribe and please share. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of videos. I normally put a lot of videos before the exams, after the exams. After the exams for me is the most important one, because that's where the parents are reactional. They are so upset, they're so frustrated. I mean, you will hear, I'm sure there are parents that are going to put their testimonies of how I have assisted them actually to calm down, so that we don't lose the focus of the bigger picture that the child needs help. So those are the things that you're going to be getting on my village, and I'm looking forward. I am so nervous, but I'm looking forward to work with you. I will share my details as well, so that if you want me to have sessions with me, reasonable prices, because for me, the main thing I think I need to share is that it's not about money, but it's just that I need to still to bring resources to you. It's about raising the child in that village, because these are our future leaders, these are our future doctors, future president, and we cannot have half-cooked children. I think everybody can see what is going on in the world. Children are getting out of hand, so we need to start putting them back as adults. And thank you very much. As I said, my name is Marungu Machisa. I'm looking forward to work with you. Thank you.